Hi, my name is Natalie Bodley, and my topic is mindfulness. And the title is A Tool for Classroom Success. The reason I chose this topic is because at the school where I substitute teach, it's one little school district with one little elementary school. There's a lot of kids because it's a charter school built in. But I've seen a lot of kids have really difficulties learning, and they come to school stressed out. Basically, they are hungry, they're tired, they don't get along with their parents, they're living in foster homes, their hair's not combed, they just struggle. And as we read in Susa, before students will turn their attention to cognitive learning or the curriculum, they must feel physically safe and emotionally secure in the learning environment, in the school environment. And so when I did some research on how to help these kids, I'm using this time before I'm teaching as exploratory, where I can learn and try to be the best teacher I possibly can. I found the intervention of mindfulness. So what is mindfulness? It's basically a series of techniques, including yoga, meditation, breathing techniques, that teach the participant to refocus their attention on current experiences. There are several different programs for students based on their age. In fact, there's about 20 different programs that the school districts and teachers can implement in their classroom, ranging from things that the teacher can do every morning, a 10-minute morning meeting mindfulness time, to more intensive interventions at the district and school level that are paid or that are ran by coaches that are professionals in this thing. So it has a range of applications. Some of the relevant research, Felver is a big person that does a big researcher in the field. There's two papers that I viewed of his. The first one talks about the soles of the feet intervention, which taught students how to recenter their thoughts and their emotions on their feet, because your feet are on the ground and it gives you a firm foundation. And that paper did the soles of the feet intervention on 3 third-grade boys who struggled to function in a classroom, basically. And after the end, they had all increased their behavior, increased their positive behavior, and were able to focus and learn what they needed to learn. The second was a parent-child dyad mindfulness course that they did at a community center over the course of 8 weeks, and to teach the parents and the children how to handle things, how to handle stress. And we know that when we can work with parents and teach the parents these tools, then they're going to teach their kids. And oftentimes it's the parents don't know how to regulate themselves. They don't know how to control their emotions. And so they're yelling and hitting and screaming, and they don't work out anything effectively. It's all chaos all the time. So if we teach the parents, then the kids just naturally learn it because they have a better home to live in. Harpin is another big person in the field. His team worked with urban youth in 4th and 5th grade, and they use 4th and 5th grade because they feel like they're mature enough to know that something needs to change, but they're not so set in their ways, and they can make a big impact at kids that age. The teacher reports before intervention and after were significant. How much better the students were able to stay engaged and stay focused on their lessons and have better pro-social behavior. Some of the areas of the brain that are affected by mindfulness is the amygdala. First of all, we know that it receives stimulus first and decides what to do with it. Fight it, flight it, leave it, run away from it, eat it, or mate with it. And the amygdala, it's going to make the decision first. So if it's something that's traumatic, it's going to respond in that way. It doesn't even give the prefrontal cortex time to think and make sense of things. Also, the hippocampus, which is responsible for making memories and regulating emotional reactions, Something I learned about was that chronic stress, day in and day out stress from kids, releases cortisol, which is a very toxic chemical for their brain, especially children's brain, and it makes it so that they can't learn, they can't remember and store information. So, how does mindfulness impact learning? First of all, self regulation. It teaches them to maintain their attention on what's going on right now. What are we learning right now? Instead of thinking of how hungry they are, or the fight that they had with their parents, or the video games they're going to play after school, they can focus on the here and now. And it's a new orientation of curiosity, openness, and acceptance to what's going on. And then it also levels the playing field. There's children who come from homes where they talk about their emotions often. Their parents don't yell at them. Their parents are healthy. They feed them. They have everything that they need. And so social emotional learning doesn't need to be taught because that's just the way they live. But mindfulness, I'll ignore that part right down there. Mindfulness basically levels the playing field for kids who are disadvantaged, inner city youth, new immigrants to our country, all kinds of people, or just people who are disadvantaged. It helps everyone be able to learn and to learn well. Some of the classroom applications. First one is to make it a priority. Make mindfulness a priority early in the school year. Just as we set up norms on how to walk to the cafeteria and how to come into the classroom and what to do right after lunch, we teach mindfulness. Teach those strategies so that they can use them early on, and you'll have a better result early on. Second is to prepare your classroom. Create a tranquil classroom environment with the paint color on your walls or the posters, making sure it's comfortable. If it's possible, use choice seating options. Also, something that goes with this is the way that teachers talk to the students and the students talk to each other. Making sure there's a level of respect helps with that tranquil environment. The third way is daily social emotional learning. I'm a big fan of morning meetings and check-ins every morning with the whole class. I feel like it starts the day off well, and incorporating mindfulness into daily morning meetings is an easy, free, quick thing to do. Another option is to have a mindfulness corner where when kids are getting stressed out or they're feeling very emotional, a place that they can go and privately use their techniques if they have to do some yoga poses or just sit and think. Sometimes playing with squishy balls or watching lava lamps, just different things that they can see, maybe smell, not taste, but hold, things that will make them comfortable to help them calm down. And the fifth way is through family engagement, teaching these practices to families. I loved the article by Felver where it talked about parents and kids working together, because ideally that's what you do. You teach the whole family, and you teach the whole family these skills. There's a slide with my resources, and thank you for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, have a great day.